So here is the second Advent candle lit and the second story. Once upon a time, there was a man called Isaiah. He lived about 500 years before Jesus was born. And he was a messenger of God. Another word for messenger is prophet, and that's the word you usually hear in the Bible. So what it means is that God actually spoke to him. Now that sounds a bit scary to me. In the Bible, God often talks to people through dreams. These are also called visions. One day, in the temple in Jerusalem, Isaiah had a vision. He saw God high up on his throne. God's robes were so enormous that they swirled and billowed into every corner of the temple. And above him there were seraphs, also known as angels. Each seraph had 6 wings, 2 to cover God's face, 2 to cover his feet, and 2 so that they could fly. And continually they sang, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord." At the sound of their beautiful voices, the chamber shook to its foundations, and the room was filled with smoke. Isaiah became quite upset as he remembered the things that he had done that were wrong, some of the unkind things that he'd said, things that had come out of his mouth. But as he spoke, one of the seraphs took a red-hot coal from the altar, and flying towards him, the seraph touched Isaiah's lips with the burning coal and said, "Now your guilt is burned away, and you have been forgiven for everything you did that was wrong." Then, in the midst of all the smoke, Isaiah heard God saying, "Who can I send?" And Isaiah replied, "Here I am. Send me." At first, Isaiah was sad by God's message. God told him that people wouldn't listen or understand. But he told him that one day he would send someone who would come to earth to tend his flock as a loving shepherd tends his lambs, and would give them food and water and protect them from evil. He said that then those who followed in the way of the Lord would be given new life and new strength, and would be safe and forgiven forever after. This made Isaiah very happy, and it was a prediction of the birth of Jesus Christ. So on the 3rd Sunday before Christmas, we remember the prophets. There are 17 books of prophets in the Old Testament of the Bible, and all the stories in them are really exciting. Prophets, or messengers of God, were there to tell us how to behave, how to be kind to each other, and how to live the way God had hoped that we would.